Hey guys, welcome back to Watch It Paint It. Today we're going to be doing an assembly video for the M.O.D.O.K figure from Marvel Crisis Protocol. You guys asked for an assembly video? We're finally going to do one. It took us this long. Go figure. Anyways, before we crack open the box and see what's inside, let's gather our tools so we can get started. Now, in order to assemble any miniature, you want to have the right tools. So first and foremost, you're going to need some nice snips so you can snip off the figure off the sprue. Any snips will do. I know Army Painter, Citadel, and a few other companies make some. These ones are just out of my old toolbox. You're going to want a craft knife, also known as an X-Acto blade, to scrape any mold lines or to just cut where you can't get the snips in there. And then you're going to want a couple of files, just to kind of file down any rough spots on the miniature. And last but not least, the most important, you're going to want yourself some super glue. Now this super glue is one of my favorites to use when building miniatures or terrain. This Loctite super glue, ultra gel control, it's in the name, it comes out in a gel, it doesn't run, it's fantastic, and it bonds really quickly. Alright, well now that we have all our tools assembled and ready to go, let's get cracking, get the stuff out of the box, and see what the first step's gonna be. So we don't need that base right now, we don't need the legs. The first step is going to be putting the back piece of M.O.D.O.K together. So what we're going to do now is when you're looking at the sprue, you're going to want to get the snips as close to the miniature as possible without damaging it. And you're going to want to clip nice and easy. Same thing when it goes up here. Now if you can't get that direction, it's understandable. You can come in another direction, or you can just use your X-Acto blade. Good, we got that. Let's pop that off. Now the other back piece. Same thing down here. Good. Let's move this out of the way. Now we've got some rough spots here. That's where we're going to use our X-Acto blade or our craft knife. And we're just going to kind of scrape against it. Peel it a little bit. There we go. I took off a little bit more than I wanted to, but that happens. It's hard to do this on camera. Thankfully, this part's going to be stuck inside this right here. So always be careful when you do this. Again, when you're filming it, it's always going to be a little harder. Go figure. Let's do this one a little bit easier. Just want to go against it, scrape it. Till it's smooth. If you don't feel like it's smooth, again, just a nice and easy. That one's a little bit easier, a little bit better. And if you don't trust yourself with that, you can always go to your trusty file and smooth it out. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. I got a little bit of a rough edge here. Yeah, that's better. Let's check the bottom. Alright, let's be a little more gentle this time and just barely drag the knife opposed to what I did earlier. And that's how you know to build a miniature, you want to take your time so you don't make any divots or break off any plastic you didn't want to. Alright, now that we've got this cleaned off, we're going to dry fit it. So obviously we're going to pop it in those little joints there. That's the back piece here. So we're going to take our glue. Ideally, what I want to do is you're going to do the little points here. So we're just going to dab there. Dab here. On each one of these little pegs. So we're going to line it up. Just like this. Any excess, we're going to push. Get it all nice together. Push hard so it snugs up. We're going to check and make sure there's no excess glue. And if there is, you can always wipe it off. It's not a problem. This glue, by the way, sets very quickly. Very quickly. Oh, it's still a little roughness. We'll probably rough that out a little bit and with the file just to smooth it out. So down there. All right. So our next step. Our next step is going to be M.O.D.O.K's face and his legs. So we're going to want this piece. Now, because this is a piece that's going to be more visible, again, you want to take your time when you snip it off the sprue. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can always come at different angles, or again, use your X-Acto blade. All right. Again, we're gonna get flush up here. Always readjust your hand if you don't feel comfortable with the cut. Got it. I got that piece. Set that aside. Now we need the tiniest legs possible. So these, I got some little extra pieces here, which we're going to take off with an X-Acto blade. So we're going to go back here. This is where it's closest to the sprue. We're just going to, right there, right there. And now we've got our two legs. And we're going to dry fit them. Now again, these little pieces here are going to come off, and they're going to go in there. So let's take our X-Acto blade, and we're going to, see right there, we're going to make it way down here, and we're just going to pop it off. Look at that. Nice and easy. And you always want to stay flush to the miniature. And there you go. Now we've got some rough patches here. We're just going to scrape it a little bit. Now if you have a mold scraper, that'll work a little bit easier sometimes if you're more comfortable with that. If you're not so comfortable with the knife. But again, this craft knife is going to work perfectly fine with no real issues. Now that we got it all scraped off, we're going to do a dry fit of the figure. So we're just going to find it, push a little hard, get it in there. And we're going to see if anything hangs out. So we kind of see here, that right there. Let me get my, so you can see, we're going to file that down a little bit so it can push back a little bit farther. Because we're getting some resistance here, and it should be a little bit more flush. Let's try the other one. We got any? Go ahead here. Get that. Let's see here. This is always the fun part. It's just trying to get this miniature to look perfect and have all the mold lines off and to fit in right. Now that one, look at that. That one went in with no problem. So let's try this. Get it filed down a bit, kind of smooth it out. Let's do the bottom too. And this is all part of it. Like, we're not gonna be able to file all that down, so let's take that little piece off. Nice and easy. And you want a very sharp blade. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can get it all the way in. There we go. He's got feet. All right, now that now he's dry fit. We're going to take a little bit of glue, and we're just going to pop it inside there, and there. Make sure it looks good. We got enough. That should be enough. All right, we're going to make sure we got our right pieces on here. Make sure that everything's in properly, because otherwise we're going to be putting glue on things we don't need to. Push it all the way in, nice and hard. Again, we're going to push this one in nice and hard till it feels snug. Good. All right, we got his feet in there. Let's file. This one's a little bugging me right here, this little part right here. Get it nice and smooth. All right, let's dry fit his head to his body. Oh, look at that. That is good craftsmanship right there. Fitting together with no real issue. We're just going to kind of smush it together. Good. All right. Perfect. Even like dry fit, it's a nice snug fit. That's awesome. Alright, so ideally what you want to do, and I normally do, is you're just going to kind of go around these little edges here because that's what's going to touch against the actual miniature. Well, not the miniature. That's what's going to actually snug up together, and that's where the glue is going to best hold. So, we don't need too much. We just need... And if you can pull it towards the edge, it'll be perfect. So just like that, we're just going to bring it towards the edge. And see this gel control? Look at that. That is just... doesn't go anywhere. It's absolutely perfect. Again, I'm going to make sure we're lined up because we don't want any glue on things we don't need. And then we're going to smush this bad boy together. If we see any glue popping out, we're going to wipe it off so it doesn't cause any issues when it comes to the design of the miniature, because that will be a rough spot that the primer will pick up. All right. There's M.O.D.O.K's body so far. Next step is going to be his hair / toupee and his arms. So let's get his hair off here. This one, again, you want to be very careful. That one came off nice and easy. And it's perfect. Floppy floppy. It's what I like. All right. Yep, Ben's going to make fun of me for saying floppy floppy, but whatever. We're going to use the X-Acto blade here. Well, maybe not. Let's try, let's see. It's just a weird curve, so we might have to... I don't want to damage the actual arm. So I want to make sure. Maybe we have to come in from this direction. Let's see. There we go. And this one's going to be a little bit easier. Perfect. Now, because these are where the spots where it meets the sprue, they're going to be very visible. We want to make sure that they're nice and cleaned up. Let's just take our time here. Perfect. All right. So let's see. Got a little bit of some mold. Well, not mold lines, excuse me, where the sprue met. So we're just going to gently. There we go. Look at that. We got it nice and easy. We're going to scrape it a little bit. Now this spot's a little easier. See it right there? So we're just going to kind of gradually scrape it across, and you can hear it there. It's taking a little bit of plastic. And you can always do this once the miniature is fully put together if it's not on where the spots meet. Well, if it's not where the spots are going to be glued to the miniature. All right. Again, don't try this at home on camera. It makes it so much more difficult. Why do we do this? Why do we paint and why do we glue things on camera? Because you guys are watching. You want to see it. You want us to mess up. You want to leave comments. Go figure. I just want to build and play games. All right, let's gently scrape this one. All right. Let's check out the head. Actually, oh, there's a little bit here, and I don't know if you can tell much actually. Kind of looks like it's a part of the hair, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. Let's dry fit this head. So we got this little indentation. Obviously, it's going to go right there. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's see. Where do we want it? Let's put a little bit of glue here. And then just some spots here. And you don't need to necessarily put this much. I really just know that this game's going to be played a lot and don't trust my 9 and 5-year-old boys not to throw one of these figures. All right. That's nice and easy. We're going to check and make sure we got no glue. We got a little bit of glue. It looks like, let's just take, let's take this and wipe it off. Just smooth it out. Any other glue? No, it looks pretty good. It's nice and firm. Good. All right, let's dry fit this arm. Again, always dry fit. That way you can make sure that it's functioning properly and that you're putting in the correct arm. Like I just didn't. I was like, that's clearly got to be the right arm. It's not. All right, that one fit pretty nicely. Yeah, that fits really nice too. All right. So let's put a little bit of glue here, a little dab there, and then kind of a little bit around the edges, just in case it doesn't sit perfectly. Sometimes they don't go all the way in, but it's enough. Okay. Let's push it in. And our other arm in. I love this pose. This miniature is just so... I love all these miniatures. They're so detailed. I'm looking forward to building Hulk. That'll be the next video. But, and again, if you don't have this game, you need to buy it. It's a lot of fun. It's actually got me into the world of building terrain. Go figure. So soon I'll be building and painting buildings. What fun. All right. We've got his arms. We got his head. Now it wants us to build his little base. So that's going to be these two pieces here. This is step 4 we're on. So we're going to, again, get right in that spot best we can. Not damage it too much. If you need to go a little bit away from the actual piece and just kind of cut towards the sprue, by all means. If you can get as flush as possible, that's the best. But again, it really is depending on how comfortable you are, and you don't want to damage it. And we're going to get that in there. This one's being a little more stubborn. There we go. And then this little piece here. This one's going to be stubborn too, go figure. Rounder pieces can be a pain. Look at that. See that little flushing that came right off there? Just be careful. We're going to smooth that out. And right here. Let's pop it a little bit. There we go. These ones are going to need definitely some smoothing out. Yeah, that one's... Oh, it's not too bad. Let's just kind of... Again, we're just going to kind of... If I can get a good grip on it. Scrape against the seam. And go back and forth. Again, if this is your first time, always take your time. There's no need to rush. No, there's no race you're trying to win. You're just going to make mistakes if you rush or you are too quick to cut in a spot. Again, don't do this on camera. Not fun. I got that off. We're probably going to have to definitely file a little bit, but let's check this guy out. Well, thankfully this one's flat, so we'll just kind of... There we go. Go the opposite direction. This plastic is very easy to cut, so be careful. You can make, like you said earlier, or like you saw earlier, you can make some mistakes. Thankfully, that spot where I made a mistake was going to be hidden, but it's not always the case. And I apologize if my microphone sounds weird. I am moving all around just to try to see this on camera for you guys. And it's just, again, fun. Yeah, there we go. Maybe a little bit more here. You don't have to go too crazy because no one is really gonna be criticizing this. It's your miniature, so you do what you like. If you just need to do enough to where you feel comfortable, that's all you do. Same thing when it comes to painting. Do it because you love it, not because you're trying to win competitions. Not everyone's going to paint alike, and not everyone's going to be the best painter, but as long as you love the hobby, it's probably going to be the best thing you've ever done. Just enjoy it. That's what I do. I don't always get to paint miniatures or do videos because I've got a pretty busy schedule, but when I can, it brings me great joy, and it's kind of my release from work and all the other things in life. Yeah, bring that down there. All right, we got those two spots. So, let's see. Miniature-wise, oh, it's going to go like this. And see, I will definitely clean those spots up. So this is going to go here. That's weird. Oh, there we go. Haha. It fits a certain way. All right, perfect. And then this, just like that. So obviously we're going to glue this first, and then we're going to glue the other piece. So I'll be right back once I've gotten these all cleaned up. So I sanded it down a little bit with the file, cleaned it up a bit. You won't notice those spots once it's primed. You won't see it. It's minimal. Everything seems to be fitting better. Plus, with a little rough surface, it's going to glue better as well. It always helps. So we're good here. All right. Let's... Ooh, almost lost it. Let's get gluing. All right. So I think what we're going to do is put the glue here, because this is the part that's going to have the little lip. So just nice steady stream of glue. Too much, we can always take off a little bit here. Apologize for the pausing and talking. I just want to make sure that I get the glue on there perfectly. And there it's straight. Hold it in place. All right. Now we're going to glue this bad boy right in the middle. So just need a nice little dollop. Smooth it around. Look at that. God, this glue is amazing. Love it. Love this glue. And we're going to pop it in. Push hard so it fits and it's snug. All right, that should set fairly quickly. Look at that. It's ourselves a M.O.D.O.K here. He just needs his base and his explosion. All right. On to step 5. So step 5 is we've glued this. This is step 4, gluing these two together. Now step 5 is gluing these two pieces together, and we're going to do the back piece here. So I think I'm going to use the X-Acto blade here, and I'm going to just, yeah, I'm going to get right next to it, push down. Not a fan. This is an awkward angle here. And push. Got it. Let's see this angle too. We're going to get close to it, and we're going to just right down. That's why you got a cutting mat. That's what it's for. All right, that's a better cut. Now we're just going to clean this thing up. I was going to do this off camera, but I know you guys, when it comes to assembly videos, you want to see everything come off the sprue. Otherwise, it feels like it's not real. Where's the magic? It's all fake. It's special effects. He doesn't cut his own sprues. They come that cool. Oh, that was a nice cut right there. That was good. One came off nice and easy. This one is being a little more of a problem. Let's see, we'll maybe come at a different angle here. A little bit. I don't want to cut into it too much. I just want to take this piece off. So if you feel like you're forcing it, just go another direction till you can get a good angle on it and feel like you're flush with the miniature, where it's going to kind of blend in better where you're scraping it off. That was good. It came off. All right, let's take our file a little bit here. You can even, sometimes it's easier just to have the file down at the bottom and just kind of pull it away. I mean, however, whatever's most comfortable for you, but we just want to smooth that spot down. It's a little bit of a bump here. There. I don't want to file too much of the plastic down. We just want to get it flush. Pull it back. Yeah, that's a little bit there. Almost got it. Almost got it where I want it. So, and I don't think on this side we're going to need much. Alright, let's dry fit it the correct way. Yeah, see, that spot's going to show right there. That's what I thought. That spot looks okay. So we're going to spend a little more time. I'll be right back once I have this all cleaned up, and then we'll get it glued. Alright, we got it all cleaned up. It looks a lot better. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it's smoothed down. You will see a little white, but honestly, once I prime it, it's all going to disappear. So where is the best? We're going to put a little bit of glue here and probably a little bit at the bottom as well. Don't necessarily know if I need any there. So let's put a little bit of glue here. Okay. Be careful not to touch it. And then a little bead of glue right there. Alright, we're going to get the back nice and easy. Push it in. Nice and snug. It's feeling good. It's looking good. Man, this is a great miniature. I'm going to say it a bunch of times, but he is cool. And we're almost done. All we're going to have left is putting his little explosion right there. That's it. And then we're going to be putting it on the base. Cannot believe how easy this miniature is. Alright, so let's cut these last few pieces off. Yeah. Let's get it a little bit better. There we go. And there's an angle here. This is like, again, we just want to take our time. Come at it from different spots. It's just going to be easier when you come at it from different angles. All right. We got a little bit of the sprue left over there, but that's okay. It's better to have that than to have a big gash inside the actual miniature. So let's just take this little piece off, just nice and easy. Again, kids, don't do this at home without parents' supervision. And even my parents, man, they need to supervise me. Go figure. All right. That looks really good. Sometimes it just works out. All right, we got a little bit here. Just gonna catch that edge. Interesting fact, I learned that this game, O-scale terrain, like buildings for O-scale trains, works perfectly. So if you are in, you want to get some, if you want to get some terrain, but you don't want to paint anything, or you just want to get something quick and easy, it is a bit expensive, but O-scale terrain. I know it sounds like I'm saying train. But O-scale trains, their terrain is perfectly. Will match this game with no issue. And they got some pretty nifty ones. Some that have lights built into them. Car garages, grocery stores. I mean, some really cool stuff, man. Honestly. All right. So, I like the way that looks. Let's go ahead and glue this bad boy together. This one's going to be a little more complicated. So we're just, and I just mean complicated because of how small it is. Just want to keep that on there. There we go. Don't want to get any on my fingers. Match it up. In we go. Now see if we see any mold lines there that we don't like where the sprue hit. We can just Scrape it and make it flush. Always do it before you glue these pieces in, because this one's going to be a little more complicated when it comes to cleaning up if it's underneath his base. Push this nice and hard together. We want to keep those seams good. Let's see, it's a little... There we go, look at that. Nice little piece there, perfect. Oh, can't get any better. All right, we've got that. By the way, on these sprues you guys get, they have little extra bits for the terrain, like a little cup here, a little trash can, so don't throw these away until you clip these guys off. I almost did this, and Ben let me know that there were extra little bits on the actual base. Well, excuse me, on the sprue. All right, I think we can do this with our snips. Yes, we can, look at that. All right. Last little bit here. This one's a thicker one. We're just gonna, got it, yeah. Good. Ooh, one little more right there. That one actually looks like it's probably just gonna come off naturally. Let's see. No, let's just help it out with an X-Acto blade, just because it almost wants to break. Yeah, it's a tough angle when it comes to your snips here. There we go. All right, we're gonna scrape the edges a little bit. Make sure everything looks nice. Because we don't, this is gonna be one of those things. Now granted, because this is an explosion, or where his his afterburners are popping up, it's not gonna really matter how rough it is, because it would blend in naturally with the primer and with the look you're going for when it comes to doing the puff of smoke. Well, puff of smoke, the raging smoke that's coming out of the bottom of his wonderful M.O.D.O.K death machine. Sorry, death chair. For some reason, I cannot remember what his chair is called. By all means, let me know. I think it's the Chair of Doom or something along those lines. Don't have that information in front of me right now. I have a knife, and that's more important to me to remember than my Marvel knowledge currently. I think that looks good. Now we just got to dry fit it to make sure we have the proper position. Yeah, that fits snug. All right. Let's do a little bit of glue. Just a little bit. We don't need much. Can stir it around. Love this gel glue. Love it. And right there. Get it in until it snaps. Oh man, it's so nice. Oh, we got a little bit of an edge there. It's not too bad. Scrape that out a little bit. That's gonna be hidden anyways. Good. Let's get that in there. Push hard till you feel like it's nice and snug. Oh, good. No play. All right. Now, this is just gonna fit like that. It's got little indentations, so you want to find where it fits perfectly. There we go. That's what we want. So, we're gonna put a little bit of glue here. Just around the rim here. There we go. And oh, that's looking good. Look at that. Amazing. It's fantastic. Can't get any better. Or could it? All right. God, he sits so perfectly. Now, let's get our base. Now this, there's no right or wrong where you're going to place him. It's really based on your preference. You're just going to put him where you think he's going to look best. All these spots I'm going to rough out later. I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, we've got this explosion. Where do we want it? I think right about oh, he's still a little wobbly. We didn't get it all the way in there, or what are we doing here? What happened here? What happened here? Oh, you know what? Let's do this. This one didn't cooperate. like we wanted it. So we're gonna do it again. And that's what happens sometimes, folks. It just doesn't quite always work out the way. Again, we want to make sure that we're getting it where it's supposed to be. So, nope. Oh, that feels, yep, that matches up. There we go. Fits in like a glove. Oh, much better. Again, it takes about 30 seconds or so. Let it dry a bit. Should be okay. Alright, now that we got that done, I think we're going to place him... You know, I kind of like him facing towards the actual manhole. I think it's a little more aesthetically pleasing. So we're just going to... Where his base is going to touch, we're just going to put a couple of drops. Get my hand a little more steady. If you want to use a little more glue, you can. It's not always wise because it's going to squirt out a bit, but I really want this guy to sit flush. God, I can't say how much I love this gel super glue. And I think aesthetically, yep, let's do that right there. Push down so it meets. It's going to take about 30 seconds or so for it to set. Again, wait a good 24 hours before you start priming it because it's going to be fully cured and hardened. And there you go. Look at that. Perfect. Looking great on the base. Liking the position. We've got the explosion. It looks fantastic. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, by all means, like and subscribe. I'm sure I rambled on for a few, but whatever. It is what it is. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy gaming. I'll see you around. Detail on this miniature, oh, fantastic. Fun to build, easy. Oh, no.